Good evening, everyone. Happy Monday. It's your boy Kevin Thornton. You have tuned into the Wellness Architect Show. Today is Monday, March 16th, 2020, and it's a great day in the ATL. I have a great show for you today. I have an amazing young man that I want to introduce you to the world. Before I get to him, I just want to say thank you once again for all the support for me and Lotus as we took year three into a new level with the Wellness Architect Show, and also supporting Lotus on her daily podcast that she does every evening. So keep tuning to support us and as a show, but also as individuals. So with that being said, I want to throw it to my lovely co-host Lotus Richey. How you doing?
On the box with you. Hello to our audience. We're happy that you have made the conscious decision to join us tonight because we have an awesome guest with us tonight that's on fire. And he's got to be awesome because you see how I'm talking about him before I'm giving you the word of the day. But the word of the day is confidence. And I'm going to go right to Webster. Webster says that confidence is a feeling or consciousness of one's power or of resilience or reliance on one's circumstance. So ask yourself, because this is a part of confidence as well, your faith or belief that you have in yourself, in the proper way you affect things. So ask yourself, are you confident in the decisions that you make? In the wake of what's going on globally, we have people who are second guessing themselves, who are wondering, am I making the right choice? Well, let me ask you this. What do you believe? Who do you believe? Do you believe in your higher self, or do you believe at a lower level of existence? So today, I invite you to be confident in whatever decisions you make. Be confident in yourself. If you're going for a new job, or if you're going to start your own business, or whatever it is in life that you're going to do, have confidence, because confidence is your calling card to success. Thank you.
Thank you. So before I introduce our guest, I'm gonna piggyback off of you because during with all this that's going on in the world, I have had people reach out to me asking me about what should we eat or what should we do because for our immune system, so for this virus. The first thing I told them to do is first of all to release all the fear and anxiety that
Yes.
they're having, because the
Yes.
fear and anxiety then turns into stress,
Yes.
but then which then weakens your immune system. So if you're trying to keep your immune system healthy, then you can't be worrying the way you're worrying. So then
Yes.
how I see it is, we see all these people go to church and have a belief in the higher power. This is your test in your belief in the higher power. So, and if that's the case, then you have to be able to release it. There's something that you can't control. All you could do is do what you're supposed to do, was keep your hands clean, sanitize, and all that kind of good stuff. But at the end of the day, you know, you can't control it and you can't worry about it. And
Right. In
and
the wonderful words of Miss Wanda D. Hollis, she said, "You can't control what you can't control."
absolutely.
So we don't need to focus on what we can't control, but we do need to focus on what we can control. And what we can control is not to buy into fear.
Right.
What we can control is to do what Kevin was talking about earlier. Get out, get your exercise, eat right, take your supplements, take your vitamins. And remember, the fear that you allow to be trapped within inside yourself, that is the ping pong ball that ping pongs off of every organ in your body.
Mm-hmm.
So when you start to behave in a way of fear, guess what? You internalize that. And
Mm-hmm.
then your internal organs start breaking down.
Mm-hmm.
Your mind start breaking down. Your emotions start breaking down. And then everything around you kind of transcends and goes out into the atmosphere around you. And then that goes into your family relations, your work relations, and so forth and so on. So you have to really remember what Kevin said. Don't dwell in fear. Don't try to dwell in what you can't control, because
Absolutely.
you can't control what you can't control.
Absolutely. With that being said, I want to introduce our special guest. He is a graduate of IIN. For those who don't know what that is, it's the Integrative Institute of Nutrition. So he's a holistic health coach. He's a fitness buff
Mhm.
and all that good stuff. So I want to introduce you. He's a CEO and owner of Inspire
And
Inspire Fitness Every Day.
Fitness every day.
So with that being said, I want to introduce you, Mr. Bradley Thomas.
hello, hello, hello. How's everyone
Hey,
doing?
Bradley.
Good. So I want
Thank you.
you're welcome. Tell
Yeah.
everybody who you are, what you do, and how you get to this point right here.
Okay. Yeah. Again, my name is Bradley Thomas. I'm the owner and founder of Inspire Everyday Fitness. I really help people to get healthier, and really, I really want to help people with their long term goals. So we start with long-term goals, and then we back into the everyday fitness. What does it look like every day to get there? But we have to have a place that we want to go. We have to have a destination that we're shooting for, and then it makes health and fitness and nutrition a lot easier as far as the start point. So that's really what I do.
So what made you want to become a health coach?
Yeah, for me, it was first I always wanted to be a business owner. And the big question is, what are you going to start in? What are you going to do? And I didn't know. So I said, okay, I'll just work my day job until I figure it out. And what happened is I said a couple years ago, I said, okay, what am I really passionate about? What am I real passionate about? So the first thing was, I'm passionate about helping people. I love helping people. I volunteer all the time. Part of that's because people volunteered for me when I was growing up. And so I got to see that. I got to experience that. And that's something I've done in my adulthood. So I'm passionate about helping people. The other thing I realized, and I really had to sit down to see, to dig this stuff out of me, pull it out of me. The other thing that I saw was, I'm passionate about exercise and working out and making sure I'm fit. And so I said, okay, I'm passionate about helping people. I'm passionate about my own physical health. And then I have a health story as far as about 10 to 12 years ago now. I got really sick all of a sudden. Didn't know what was going on. And then I really say that my health and fitness journey started there, because I had to really figure out what was going on. I had a stepmother who was really in my ear saying that, okay, this has happened, so you should eat this and you should eat that and you should do this and do that. And I started taking her advice gradually, and I noticed a difference in my own body. And I started getting better, and I started getting healthier and healthier, and I had 100% recovery. And so I said, okay, let's merge all those things. I like helping people. I like my own fitness. I grew up an athlete, but then the new dynamic to it was, I grew up an athlete. I value my own fitness, but was I really healthy? And so I started taking those steps to get more fully healthy. And I said, okay, let's put all that together. And that's your business right there. I've tried other things, wasn't real passionate about it. But this one, I said, this is combining like all my passions together. And with that, I can go for it.
Good. You got any questions so far, Lotus? We want to start off with ladies first.
Well, thank you so much. So I'm so happy that you're here. I did a special shout out to you earlier this week because I love your story, and I love that you are taking your passion and turning it into a purpose for your life, and also helping other people find their purpose as well. And sometimes people's purpose is being healthy, and a lot of times we don't really know that we're not healthy. Sometimes you don't know what you don't know until someone such as you puts it right in our face. So I'm so happy that you're here. So the question for you right now is, what, when you went through the episode that you went through, and your stepmother said, hey, you should try this and try that, what was it that you heard in her voice that really made you say, things that make you go, maybe I should try it?
Right. It was she was real passionate about it. When she spoke about it, she believed it. She believed what she was saying. I didn't question that she believed what she was saying. The other thing was, I was going to the to doctors. I had several trips to the emergency room. I went to several specialists, and they couldn't tell me what was going on. They could give me medicine, but they were like, I'm not really sure what this is. We'll give you medicine for your acid reflux. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. They put me on several different medicines for acid reflux, and they didn't work. And so, but she's continuing to preach in my ear, Bradley, you should try the Bragg's apple cider vinegar. Drink
Amen.
that and kind of see what happens. And so, and she would give me, well, sometimes she'd give me a few things at once, but I started trying like one thing at a time. And after I tried it, I noticed that I feel better and that things seem to be a little better. And that's what really got me. So when I did the first thing and I felt like it worked, it gave her more credibility. And then I could try the next thing and then the next thing. And, you know, and she was really helping me on the nutrition side. So there are two parts to it. It's what am I putting in my system, and then how am I dealing with stress. So I actually had to address that part as well. So those kind of went together.
Yeah, and what's funny is, and you learned that as part of the the teaching technique and coaching, because part of we talk to our clients in health coaching, we tell them there's four primary foods. It's your lifestyle, which is stress and rest, your spirituality, your career, and finances, something like that, to those four
Yes.
extent. And where are you out of balance at? Relationships, where are you out of balance at? Is it one more than other? And you come to find out, and because you need to find out where you're out of balance at, because you tend to go to comfort foods and or liquor or whatever it is to comfort you during your being out of balance in that area. And so
Right.
with you and me were similar to that fact, because when I gained a lot of weight, because I was stressed. And I dealt with stress by eating and drinking. And even though I was going to the gym was never going to the gym was never an issue with me. It was eating. And I would go, I love wings, so I'll go get some wings, I'll go drink some beers, and I could go do all that working out, and I'll kill it with the wings, stuff like that, and I would gradually gain the weight. So I had to learn what's causing me to eat like this. And once you realize, okay, in your situation with stress, mine was stress, how do I deal with the stress?
Right.
And how do I release it so then therefore I don't go to food or whatever you did.
Right. And
Right,
something
right.
about being young. When you're young, you feel kind of invincible and you feel like you can eat anything. I grew up playing sports, and I played high school and collegiate basketball and track. And one of the workouts, I'll never forget it. My cousins, I was with my cousins. They played basketball too. We were doing a summer workout, and I was eating some flaming hot Cheetos right before a track workout. And we're killing it. It's the summertime. It's in Mississippi, so it's hot. And I'm eating some flaming hot Cheetos. And my cousin looks back and says, I don't know how you do that. And I was like, do what? But I was young. And you can kind of get away with things when you're younger. But at some point, that stuff starts to catch up with you.
Yep.
And for me, it caught up with me that summer where I was doing a track workout. And after the track workout, I'm like, man, I'm having trouble. I can't swallow my own saliva. Like, what's going on? I'm in trouble. I need to get some help. But it takes something like that where your outer shell can look great, but on the inside there can be problems kind of festering there. And as we get older, sometimes we realize, you know what, I need to address this, or I'm gonna continue to be in trouble.
And may I add, you brought up a very valid point when you talked about some of the things that you consume and the recommendation by your stepmom. It's unequivocal that apple cider vinegar,
Yes.
and I hope you can see it, Bragg's apple cider vinegar with the mother in it, the mother that's most important. It's amazing what pectin from apples can do for your body. And now we're not endorsing any special brand, okay? I'm just holding this up because I go by what I use and what produces results for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I started somebody on this about a week or no, about 2 weeks ago, and they've already lost 6 pounds. Okay. 2 teaspoons in the morning before their breakfast. And I've started taking this as well, started back. And I say that I started back in the morning because this usually goes into almost everything I eat every
Yeah.
day. I'm consuming this. So, and that's why you see the whole bottle instead of the bottle out of my refrigerator, because I keep a couple bottles on hand. So, with that being said, we want you to know, folks, that when we are conveying information, we're doing this to help you help yourself remain healthy. And we're not telling you something that we don't know or that we haven't tried.
Right.
We are telling you some things that have had significant influence on the way that our bodies has changed. And so with that said, if I may, I want to recognize some folks that's tuning in with us, and thank you for tuning in. We have uh, Larry Pace from Live with Larry. We have Jeff Martinet from the Jeff Martinet Jr. Show. Uh, Fantastic. Nita Brashear. How you doing, Nita? It's good to see you. And of course, we have Phyllis M. Weaver and Tam Tam. Thank you for watching. And Nikki Ferraro, we are happy that you're here with us. And we have so many other people, Angela Elting, Dr. Sandra Brooks, and I think Daisy's on with us. People from all over the country. We've got Nikki from Tampa. Thank you. We've got Phyllis from Raleigh, North Carolina. So people from all over the country and abroad are here with us, and we thank you for being here. And please don't hesitate. If you like what our guest is saying, go ahead and put a 1 down in the comments, because this is just a start. He's just getting started to tell you some more things that's going to help you help yourself.
And I want to give a special shout out to my homie, Mr. Damon Reinhardt. He's from Detroit. Now he lives in Chicago. He's a physical therapist, doing great things in the city of Chicago, and he's a big supporter of the Wellness Architect and of the 20 Beautiful Men movement. So hello, sir. I appreciate you for all that you are doing as well. My question to you is, with you being an athlete, do people give you pushback saying that you are athlete? This come easy to you. You don't understand somebody like myself who struggle with weight. You know what I'm saying? What did you say to those type of people who come to you when you try to coach them?
Right, right. I do get that a little bit. I get that, and I understand that. And the angle that I try to take with that is kind of just look at my life, look at the things that I do every day, and I try to be consistent with it, and I try to explain that I don't look the way that I do, and I don't look the way that I do just because I'm just naturally like this. I try to help them kind of understand my process. I look at my family members and I see, okay, if I don't take my health seriously, this is what I'm going to look like, and this is how I'm going to be like. So I try to take people there. And then with my family and friends, and I really try to be consistent. So that consistency really shows people the way, because a lot of times people just don't know what to do, and they're not around someone who's consistent enough to be able to show them, or they might not come and ask me the question. But if I'm just living my life, and if I'm living it to the full. They'll just watch, they'll just observe, they'll take notes, and that's really how I try to handle that. And over time, over more and more time, more and more people will get the results, because if you do what I'm doing, you'll get the results.
And I want to say that he is dedicated and consistent. I see this brother almost every day at the gym. He's come in like clockwork, and he does his routine, and he is in and out. So it's not like he's this way by genetics completely. He's out here actually doing the work like we all try to do on a daily basis.
He's getting
I
it every day.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. So one of the things I do know for you is that you are big on meal prepping,
Yeah.
and that is something that that needs to be talked about, because that's an excuse we all tend to use a lot about
Yes.
eating healthy. I don't have the time to eat healthy, but if you meal prep
Right.
every day or in advance, and you have everything put in your refrigerator, then you have no excuse not to have healthy lunches when you go to work and all that kind of stuff. So can you talk about that for us?
Right. A big thing. So I started meal prep years ago. I'd say it's been about 4 or 5 years now. So I started meal prep much longer, much further, or much longer than I had my own business. The meal prep, when I first started doing it, I said, I want more time during the week. I keep pretty busy. I've always kept pretty busy doing different things, and I wanted more time. So I said, you know what, if I meal prep, maybe I can save time during the week, because I still have my full-time job, and at the time I was volunteering with another program or with other programs, and I said, okay, I need more time. Let's try to meal prep. And also I was on my health journey as far as eating better. So I said, okay, if I'm going to eat better, and if I'm going to avoid the fast food restaurants and a lot of the quick food, then I have to actually prepare it. So it's two of those things working together. I want time, and I want good food. So I started meal prepping, and that's kind of that's kind of how I got into it. Mm-hmm. And then over time, I've been kind of refining and developing that process, and then trying to encourage other people to do the same, because I believe that meal prep is the best way for anyone to get consistent. It's the best way to get consistent, and it's economical. Mm-hmm. So at the time also, I wanted to save money. So I noticed that meal prep, not only does it save time, not only am I eating healthier, I'm also saving a few dollars. So those things together helped me. And now, though, I'm just trying to show people that you don't have to cook the same thing all the time. Because when a lot of people start on their health journey, and when I started on my health journey, I had these main go-to foods. Mm-hmm. And this is what I ate all the time, and it didn't look real attractive.
Right.
It wasn't real attractive. But when I discovered, and when I saw that, you know what, I can create, like, the sky's the limit as far as the options there are with healthy eating. Mm-hmm. When I tapped into that, I said, okay, I got to share this. I want people to know. I don't want people to be turned off by the idea that I have to eat a salad every day, because you don't. There are a lot of options out there. And with my meal prep, with my business, it's really, the meal prep side of my business is really, it's free. I'm not meal prepping for people, but I'm posting those meal preps every Sunday. Mm-hmm. So every Sunday I'll post a meal prep, and I just want to give people ideas. And what's happening is that people like it, and share it on Facebook or on social media. But what I'm starting to get is people just tell me in day-to-day passing, hey, I checked out, I saw that meal, I tried that meal, I cooked it. I've been following your meal preps, and I don't see the likes, I don't see the shares, which I'm fine with. But what I'm noticing is people are noticing what I'm doing, and it's actually catching on. So that's the big thing there. I really want to help and inspire people to get healthy. my business is gonna make money, but I want to put out some good content, some rich content that people can kind of grab hold to if they're wondering, like, where do I start and what do I do? I want them to be able to go to my website and get a few ideas.
Now, I did notice that a lot of I do follow you, and I do notice a lot of stuff that you do meal prep has been vegan.
Yes.
So have you transitioned to a vegan lifestyle?
I would say I'm about 95% vegan. And
Awesome.
yeah, and I started that in November.
Okay.
In November, this last November.
Yeah, that's funny because I started doing stuff like that around the same time. I had a challenge with my fellow architects in my group page, and we did veganary. So we did January, vegan the whole entire time. I had like 23 people start with me, and probably 2 complete the whole month as a vegan. But they could tell the difference and how they felt. They lost weight, but they said their skin got clearer.
Yeah.
All that type of stuff, really changed. And so, can you tell the audience how it has changed you since you became 95% vegan?
Right. So for me, one thing I've noticed is that my recovery time is faster. So in the gym, over the last few weeks, I've been trying to be sore. I've been trying to make myself sore, and it's been really difficult. And I haven't had any of those days where it's like I can't move. It's hard for me to walk. It's hard for me to move my shoulders, and I've been trying to do it. So that's one thing that really stands out, the recovery time.
All right, can you do me a favor and say one more time what made you decide to start meal prepping? Because somebody missed that part.
Yeah, I wanted to save time because I was very busy. Why I wanted to start meal prepping, I was busy. I wanted to save time. I was working on being a little more diligent with my finances. So I was wanting to save money as far as eating out. And so those two things, and I wanted to, thirdly, I wanted to just eat healthier, and meal prepping was the best way that I could control what goes into my body. If I go to a restaurant, I'm not sure what they put in the food. It tastes delicious, but I'm not sure actually what all's going in that. And so when I meal prep, I can actually control that.
Thank you. And that question came from Angela. Thank you, Angela, for your question. Lotus, you got anything for us?
Yes, I want to say hello to a few folks that's been so wonderful joining us. Damon Reinhardt, we are so happy that you're with us. Thank you so much. He said, thank you, brother. I'm glad to be tuning in this evening. Fantastic. And we have Greg, the Big Dreamer Walker out of Ohio. Fantastic author right there and trainer. And then we have the wonderful songbird and speaker and radio show host, Tracy R. Kincaid out of Chi-Town. Hey, Tracy, thank you for joining us. And Latasha Rose, hi, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you being here this evening. So we have another question for you up front and center. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's go.
So some people are not ready to be vegan.
Right.
And we don't think that you're saying vegan is the total way to be healthy.
Right.
So what are you saying?
What I'm saying is, and I'm encouraging people to eat more plant-based. So wherever you are on your health and fitness journey, wherever you are with your diet, you can be on keto and you can still add more fruits and vegetables. So I'm saying wherever you are on the spectrum, I'm just trying to encourage people to eat a little more of that, and there are a ton of health benefits that come with it. So that's really the encouragement. You don't have to be 100% vegan, but I do want to give people the exposure to eating more plant-based whole foods is not just about eating more salads.
Right.
And it can look good and be delicious at the same time, because there are a lot of turnoffs when you start thinking of plant-based. But when you learn that there are a lot of options and that they're very tasty, that can help you get over the hump. And again, it's if you're eating 100% non-vegan or non-plant-based, you're not eating any fruits and vegetables, if you can just add, add a little salad or apple in the morning or something, start there, and over time, you can build that and grow your plant-based nutrition, but start where you are.
Yeah, and I wanted to say one quick thing, if I may.
Go ahead.
Another thing that we want to be very mindful of is when we talk about salads, we're not just talking about iceberg lettuce or, just lettuce, because you really have to have green,
Yeah.
wholesome greens like Swiss chard and kale and spinach and
And dandelion
arugula
greens.
and yeah, you've got to have those things, because if they don't have those things in their salad and they just are eating iceberg lettuce, are they really getting nutrition?
Right.
Right.
No.
So you got to ask yourself, you got to make sure that you're getting that. And Kevin, a couple of weeks ago, Kevin brought up a wonderful little green watercress,
Mm-hmm.
and he talked about the significance of watercress. So can you tell us a little bit about watercress,
It
because it's
is.
relatively inexpensive?
It's relatively inexpensive. It is the number one superfood right now. It's better than kale. Everybody knows about kale, but it's right now it has superseded kale as the number one superfood. It pretty much help cleanse out all parts of your body. Gives you the minerals that you need. So I challenge you to add that. What you could do, what I tend to tell people to do, and when they make salads, is combine more than one lettuce.
Yes.
So for me, I like some crunch with my stuff.
Hmm.
So I always gonna put some romaine in my salad. Then I'll throw in the spinach, or I've been on my clients right now on dandelion greens, which is a
Hmm.
very bitter green. But
Hmm.
if you're trying to cleanse your body out, dandelion greens is going to cleanse your body out. So then I put a combination of those things, so I can have the crunch and the dark green vegetable in there, and I'll still throw in some herbs like the parsley and the cilantro to help cleanse out the metallics in your blood in your system. So you try to put in a different bunch of greenery in there to help clean your body. And to piggyback off what you were saying, um, we were taught at IIN that you coach people by their biological makeup. So everybody biology is made differently. So then therefore we can't just say everybody should be one way. Um, do I think vegan is a great way? Absolutely. But some people might be better off as a pescatarian because they still might need some form of animal protein in some kind of way. And so that's okay. But as long as they understand majority of what they should have, it should be whole food, plant based. And what we gotta also understand too, that's why I think we've been trying to throw whole food, plant based, because as being a vegan has become a hot thing right now, that also shows money. So then therefore, food places are now creating all type of things that say it's vegan, but it, because it says it's vegan does not mean it's healthy for you.
That's right.
And so we have to understand that. So that's why I tend to say whole food plant based, because the whole food plant based means it's pretty much not processed.
Right. Right.
Right.
So and that's what you
Right.
want. You want to eat more foods that's not processed, that's gonna give you the fiber that you need, because that's part of the major problem that we have is I say it all the time, majority of us suffer from chronic constipation
Hmm.
because we don't eat enough fiber.
Right.
The media has really programmed us, like they're doing right now. They program us
Yes.
to focus on five, I mean protein, protein,
Hmm.
protein, protein, protein. But then a lot of times, a lot of people eating all this protein are not even exercising. So you overeating on the protein, and that will help. That messes up your kidneys. So when you start seeing people with all these kidney failures
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff, that's because they're eating too much animal protein and they're not doing anything to get it burnt out. So
Right.
and they're not eating enough fiber because a lot of us don't like greens, a lot of us don't like vegetables, so we don't eat these things. And a lot of us are meat and potatoes type people, so all we eat are meat and potatoes. There's no fiber coming in whatsoever, and then therefore we have our. That's why our colons is messed up. That's why we have the high rate of colon cancer. You know, the kidneys is messing up because we're eating too much protein and we're overworking our organs. So that's why I always challenge my architects who are in my group that once a month we're going to dedicate 7 days of just eating plant based. You know, I'm not telling you to go plant based forever, but for 7 days, I want you to give your body a rest
Right.
and go plant based, preferably raw, for those 7 days. We're gonna juice. We're gonna make great big salads. You know, we're gonna make smoothies, and you give your body a rest so your organs can heal from all the food you've been eating the other 3 weeks. So that'll be my challenge too.
And one quick thing, if I may, with the foods, we can also use things like bitter melon. Bitter melon, this sometimes is hard to find, but you can find it at international stores.
Yep.
Now, bitter melon is, as it says, very bitter. But if you slice it really thinly, you can eat it and you can eat it fresh. But also, if you can't find bitter melon, the fruit or the vegetable, if you will, in your market, you may be able to find this in the international aisles. And
Yeah.
this is bitter melon tea. So we can also get a myriad of nutrients through some of the teas that we drink because they're all natural teas.
Right.
And I also wanted to add, we had a comment that I wanted to convey from someone. Phyllis Weaver said that she also add nuts, seeds, and fruit to her salads as well as a variety of veggies. And Angela also says she uses kind of the colors of the rainbow. So she may have a red or yellow pepper, and she may have bitters in her salad as well.
Right.
So it really goes back to what you were saying earlier about you can really be creative
Right.
with your food choice. You can really be creative and give your palate a wonderful explosion of taste, and it all be one, nutritious, it's all beneficial and economical for your spending. And this, it goes right back to what we said earlier. You can only control what you control.
Right.
When you eat out, you don't have any control over whether or not someone has washed their hands or even washed the vegetables, because
Right.
I've been to places sometimes they'll dump that salad right out that bag and then serve it to you in the plate, and it hasn't been washed a second or third time.
Right.
So it's essential that we do pre-prep our meals. So
Right.
I love that you said that.
And what
I love that you said that.
to follow what Angela said about the different colors, you know, I call that a rainbow salad, and what's
Yes.
something that I put on people when I do my detox program. I want you to make a nice big salad, and I want you to put every color of the rainbow in your salad, and include some seeds like Phyllis said. So what I tell people too, when we did the journey for being vegan for those in January, I wanted the architects to make sure they had their go bombs every day. So the go bombs is gonna be your greens, your berries, your onions, your mushrooms, your beans, legumes, and your seeds. If you have those every day, you'll be good to go. And so, and I want you to understand too, quinoa is considered a seed, so that'll be perfect for you for the
Yes.
protein that you need. So there you go.
Yeah.
And you have another comment. You have Sean out of Ohio. He's watching and he says he's with you. And Larry out of North Carolina from Live with Larry. He said, God bless you, my brother, for this great information. Thank you so much for sharing the information. And that is what we need to know. We will benefit if we follow your advice and be doers.
Yes.
So thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you.
So, what's your vision for Inspire Everyday Fitness? What's your vision for your company?
Right. Yeah. My vision is to is to help communities help communities to thrive through health, fitness, nutrition, and just overall a holistically healthy lifestyle or a community lifestyle. There are a lot of things that can be introduced to communities to make the whole people better. Some things are real simple as far as how to incorporate more leisure exercise in the day. Is that creating sidewalks, or is that creating an attractive place for people to leisurely exercise? Some of those can be a park revitalization.
Right.
Doing things like that. But I want to be involved in doing things like that. I want to help people connect more with the earth as far as like the gardening and community gardening. So that's gonna be a part of my business as well. And just inspiring and people to be healthy every day, and just creating an attractive everyday healthy lifestyle. I think a lot of times we're a product of our environments, and sometimes our environments can just be the television and can be just what we see on our block. And if people are exposed to something that's a little healthier, a lot of times health is attractive. But I don't want to do it in a way where it's where it looks like a quick fix kind of thing, because it can look glamorous on the outside, and people could have the same problems that I had. I was an athlete. I looked great on the outside, but on the inside, I had a lot of problems, and those problems will show itself up. So that's what I want to help with a lot of communities that want and need it.
Okay. I have a couple questions from Angela out of DC. The first question from her was, can you give some examples of your meal prep recipes that you will post on social media?
Okay, an example. Let's see. This past week, I made some almond stuffed Brussels sprouts.
Really?
Almond stuffed Brussels sprouts, and it's real simple too. It's easy. So,
And I saw them and they look delicious. I was looking at them yesterday. They look delicious.
They are. They're delicious, and they're great hot or cold. You take the Brussels sprouts, cut them in half, put them in the boiling water, and then drain it and let it sit. You boil them for about 2 minutes, and then you have your almonds, nutritional yeast, a few other ingredients there. It's on my meal prep page, but inspireeverydayfitness.com, and then click meal prep recipes. But yeah, that's real simple. You can put that together in less than 30 minutes, and then you can throw them in the oven for a little bit, about 10 minutes, and they're ready to go. You can stick them in the refrigerator and come and eat them cold. They're great for group gatherings, or just if you want some like healthy snacks around the house, want to try something different. That's a great one. It's very tasty, and you wouldn't believe that. Like, I don't have to tell people that that's all plant based. I just give it to someone and let them have it, and they'll be like, "Oh, this is delicious." And so you don't have to put a lot of effort to really tell people this is vegan or this is plant based. But food is food, and and if it's good food, it's good food. So that's an example, though.
Okay, so her follow-up question is, how can we introduce meal prepping and plant-based lifestyle to children?
To children, that's a great question.
Great question.
One thing is add them or include them in the process, in the meal prep process. Help let them be a part of figuring out. Hey, give them a few options. Give them a few options as far as what do you want to eat this week, and then also in the whether it's the grocery store or maybe you do the grocery shopping yourself and just bring it home, but show them how to cook, and give them something to do in the kitchen. Get them involved in the meal preparation process, and then allow them, and then they'll taste the fruit of their labor.
Right.
That's a good way.
And what I would say is start off with the foods, the plant-based foods that you know they like first, and then start like maybe each week expanding their palate to something different, because a lot of times we say we don't like certain things, but we never really tried it, and then when we try it, we actually do like it, So that's and a lot of times, we as a community, we say we don't like a lot of different things because our palate has been so limited, and so now when you start becoming more plant-based or vegan, whatever you want to call yourself, you have to expand your palate if you want to have a variety of food to eat. Because if you have a limited palate, you are going to be bored because you only eat with certain things. But if you open your mind, your taste buds to a lot of different things, you better have a variety of stuff to eat like you do. Like I'm gonna try it. I'm not a big fan of Brussels sprouts, but I'm gonna try it because you got the Amen corner over here saying that it looked good. I thought it did look good, but I'm not a big fan of Brussels sprouts. But I know Brussels sprouts is good for me though.
Right.
And so I said, let me try it. I'm take it out, trace it out. I'm gonna let you know when I start see at the gym how it does.
So this is a challenge.
Uh-huh.
This is a challenge. This week, I'm gonna make that meal. I don't have the Brussels sprouts. What could I substitute it for those that don't have Brussels sprouts in the house right now?
Ooh, that's what would go good with that. That's kind of a tough one for me. If I were just to throw something together, maybe maybe you could use potatoes. I'm not sure.
How about some kale? Because I've made kale chips before and they're delicious. And also you can use Swiss chard because I make Swiss chard chips. And maybe we could craft it so that we could put that stuff right in that leaf. Because kale might hold it. I don't know. But I know I'm going to try it this week. I might try it tomorrow. And when I try it, I'm going to take a picture of it and I'm going to put it on my page and I'm going to put it on Kevin's page. And I'm challenging Kevin right now to do this week with me. And I'm also challenging Angie and I'm challenging Mr. Unstoppable himself. He's just joined us from Florida, Mr. Terrence Leffridge. I'm challenging him. And I'm challenging Jeff Markinet and everybody that's on the broadcast this week. I'm challenging you to try this because I know, one, that is healthy for us. It'll get us involved to be more prepared for prepping our own foods. And we can control what we put into it. So thank you for sharing that. So I'm charging y'all with that this week. I'm charging y'all with that this week.
I like that. I like a challenge. My question for you is, from a male perspective, I saw a doctor. He's like an oral surgeon, but he's really big on health. And I was telling him how I do a men's roundtable discussion once a month. And he said the month I do a men's roundtable discussion on black men and health, he wants to be on there. So my question to you is, why do you think it's so hard for us as black men or us as a community to take our health as seriously as we do?
Right. Yeah, I think it's because I think societal pressures press us in different the way society I want to say society presses us in a particular way, but basically, let me put it differently. The things that are important to us. There are a few things that are important to us. We want to make money. We want to support our families or support our interests.
Right.
And those are the main things that we value. I think most I think that's the main thing that most men value. And what we want to do is whatever it takes to make the money and whatever it takes to support our, family or whatever our major interests are. And that becomes our focus. And we forget about health. What does health have to do with that? And also, I don't know if we know, and this goes with a lot of people in general, but especially in our communities, I'm not sure if we know the way to go. Like, where do you start when you want to be healthy? If I write off, I don't have time to go to the gym, I might think that the gym is the only thing that I have to do to get healthy. I might not know that what I eat is very important. And then if I'm not seeing people actually walk in that and actually do that, if I'm not seeing people who look like me actually eat healthy, then I really, I really just go with what I know. And I know that I need to make money, and I know that, I need to support my family. And that's kind of where I think that's where we end up.
Okay, what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts, Lotus?
I think he made some very valid points. But I'm going to trickle back and come from a different perspective. I'm going to come from the perspective of the parents in the home. And I'm going with the woman in the home. And the reason I say that is because a lot of the men do prepare the meals in the home, but oftentimes it's the lady in the home, if you will, that's preparing the meals for the family. It might be a spouse, a significant other, it might be a grandmother in the home that's preparing the meals. And I would say for those of you that are preparing the meals, this is your opportunity right here today with this show. This is your opportunity to delve deep and to really realize what's nutritious for your family and what isn't nutritious for your family. And you can craft meals around what's nutritious, because after all, they're going to eat what you put on the table 9 times out of 10.
They have
I
no
don't know
choice.
about you, but Kevin, when I was growing up, my mom and dad said, look, you eat what I fix or what?
Yeah, and I just think that's part of the problem. We giving people too much of a choice. If
Yes.
my parents did not give me a choice,
Hmm.
and if whatever they made, I had to eat, and I had to sit at the table until I ate it.
Yep. I
And
remember,
you know,
Kev, I'm so sorry. I sat at you was at the table too. You
yeah,
must have been at the table when I was at the table, because I
absolutely,
sat at the table for like an hour.
I
I
have,
did,
I have.
but when I got back up, guess what was waiting?
Wait up with that food, and and they was not gonna try to microwave it or
Nope.
put it back in the oven because it got cold. You gonna eat it cold now. You gonna sit your tail there. You gonna eat that food until it's time.
Hmm.
Well, now we're giving it too much. We give them too much choices, and now we go on to, like you said, fast food because it's so quick. And now
Yes.
and plus they make it so inexpensive to eat fast food,
Yes.
so that now the kids are eating all these different hormones, all this kind of stuff, and now we're getting the type 2 diabetes such an early age for kids because because we want convenience instead of just taking the time to prepare a food and sit down at dinner like probably how you and I did
Yes.
growing up. We sat down at dinner with our parents every day, and
Yes.
so that has gone away as well, I think.
And there's a lot of our viewers on here with us right now, like Senator Hopeful Soretta and Anita Smith. She's on with us now, joining us out of Augusta, Georgia. She sent up a bunch of laughing faces because she understands where we're coming from. You didn't get up from that table unless you ate those foods, and those foods were more nutritious. Why? Because it goes back to what our guest has said.
Right,
The meals were being prepared at home, not
right.
they were being prepared with love, and they were being prepared with care, and they were full of nutrients and vitamins. And sometimes we didn't understand it, but they were. But this is what I love too, that Kevin always alludes to. When Kevin deals with somebody, and even our guests, they refer to books like this, Eat Right for Your Blood Type, things that are based on scientific data that's going to help you. Because we have one question, and I wanted to show this book because I think this is going to support the answer. The question was, how do you know that your body is out of whack? One, and should you go to your doctor and get your levels checked, of your vitamin K, your potassium, and things like that? So, can you talk about that a little
You go
bit?
first.
Yeah. So definitely, as far as if you feel like that you need that additional advice as far as changing your diet, you can definitely ask your doctor. Also, how do you know if you're out of whack? Well, different things start happening that give you kind of warning signs that you're out of whack. Maybe you're sick, and maybe you're getting sick often. Maybe you're just not feeling like you used to feel. There are different things that are changing, and sometimes we say, "Oh, I'm just getting older." I'd actually press people to try to go beyond that. Okay, what happens if it's not just age?
Right.
What are some things? Are these warning signs that maybe you need to do something differently, and actually pay attention to that? I'll add this too. Sometimes it requires us to get quiet. Sometimes we have to quiet down to hear, and that's a benefit of being sick sometimes, because sickness sometimes is the only thing that can stop us from go, 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 go. But when you are quiet, that's when you have to take inventory and say, kind of, what's out of whack? Is there something out of alignment that got me here? And then take the opportunity to make adjustments there. So that for me, that's a good warning sign.
For me too, the book that she showed everybody is a book I feel that everybody should have an investment in their own library. So then, therefore, you will know based on your blood type, what is best for you to eat and what's not best for you to eat. And each blood type is different. So I would say if you're a blood type A or AB, you're easier to be vegan based on your blood type. I'm blood type O, so then therefore I process meat
Carnivore.
very easily. So and I can tell, and so being vegan for those who are blood type O's, it's a challenge because we crave meat because we can process it very well. So when I go through it, I do have challenges with it because I crave meat and I can process it very well. So you don't see a lot of times, even though it being plant based is good for you, when you see a blood type O be fully plant based, they might be 95% because they still need some of that animal protein for them based on how their body manages. So, but then it's things see that I think a lot of times when you look at that book and you see what your book, what your blood type cannot eat, it might upset you because like a friend of mine, she's a blood type B positive, and B positive people does not process chicken very well. So I took her off of chicken, and I remember she saw the difference. And then one day she went over to her sister's house. They will have like a scandal party, and they ate some wings, and she could not process the chicken. It got like stuck in her chest because she had not been eating it for so long that now when she went back to eating, it was like foreign to her. So I feel like when you try to create a new healthy lifestyle, that book should be one of the common keys that you use in your journey, along with the G bombs. If you have those, if you do the G bombs with along that book, you create a good lifestyle for yourself.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to add too. My real health and fitness journey started about 11 to 12 years ago, and I didn't go what I say about 95% vegan until last November. So all along this time, this is a process. Like, it's a journey. And you go through phases. So what I started doing was, I said, I'll take one meal and eat plant-based.
Yep.
And then I said, okay, I'll have a plant-based day. And and I would do it like off and on. There are a few things, and I did do seasons. The first introduction to plant-based for me was I did a 21-day like Daniel diet. Mm-hmm. And I did that while I was in college. I felt great. I didn't take my midday nap when I was in school, and I said, "Wow, this is something." I think I'm thinking sharper. I'm fresh, and I actually extended it. I extended it a couple months, and then after a couple months, I started feeling gassy, and I was like, "Okay, I need to change this. I can't be on this indefinitely." But I had kind of exposure to it in spots and in places. And then, so, it wasn't until this past November where I said, let's really go for it now. And so I've learned a lot. My body's had time to adjust and change. And also I've learned more as far as how to diversify my meals, because when I was in college, I was eating the same meals for breakfast, lunch, dinner every day. So and so what probably happened is I kind of probably burnt out on eating the same things all the time when I was in college. But now I'm eating different things every week. I have some things that are kind of consistent. So I have a base of things that are easy to do. Overnight oats is something I do. Rice or beans, and those are real quick and simple, easy to do. And then I incorporate these other things that I post a lot as far as my meal preps, where it's a diversified meal plan. So it's been a journey, though. That's what I'm.
So tell everybody what is overnight oats, especially for those who want to eat oatmeal but they don't want to spend all that time cooking it in the morning. So tell them what overnight oats is, and so that could be something, a staple for them for their morning breakfast. And all they gotta do is just pretty much get up in the morning, go to the refrigerator, pick it up, and go.
Yeah. If you could, I brought something with me. Could you pick one of those up?
Ashley,
I hope you brought some food, because I was ready to chomp down on something.
Ashley, one of these was for you. But since you're not here,
Mail it.
Yeah. So these are overnight oats. There are a lot of recipes online. I encourage you to find a recipe and try it out. But there's rolled oats in here. There are flax seeds, chia seeds. There's maca powder. In mine, there's some maple sugar. You can use maple syrup or another different sweetener. And there's peanut butter in here. And this thing right here had this one specifically, the ones that I make. So I also sell these as well with my business. There's 28 grams of protein in here. So some people are like, okay, plant-based, well, how do you get your protein? Well, I'm having this most days in the morning. And there's 28 grams of protein, and it's loaded with fiber. So it's loaded with fiber and a lot of other nutrients, and so it's very nutritious. It's simple. What you do is you just and I typically will do for myself. I'll do these and do about 5 or 6 of them for the week, and just have them sit on the counter. I'll add a plant-based milk, put in the refrigerator, and in the morning when like I said, I'm pretty busy, I just grab it and go. I'll grab it, go to work, and eat it cold. Sometimes I like eating it warm, so other times I'll warm it up. But it's very simple, quick, nutritious. It's perfect for a grab and go for a busy person, for someone who really values their or has a lot going on with their time.
So question. So this looks really good. I know I'll probably put this in the refrigerator tonight. So I can have it tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So since you sell these, and you got people from DC, Florida, Chicago all watching, and Japan all watching.
Yes.
If they wanted to purchase this from you, how do they reach you?
Right. They can reach me at B Thomas at inspireeverydayfitness.com. or they can reach out to me on social media, Facebook or Instagram. But the thing with the overnight oats for me, where I'm at right now with my business, I have those through like Cottage Food, so I can't ship them. I can only sell them in the state of Georgia for now. But stay tuned, and over time I'll be able to give you some updates on how to purchase those.
So if you would, and if one of our viewers would be so kind, go ahead and type this information in, because we have a lot of viewers right there in Georgia. We have viewers in South Carolina. Daisy's all the way out of Edgefield. We have Senator Hopeful Sarita, Anita Smith on, who will drive up there to get your product. Okay. So please repeat it, and repeat it slowly. And if somebody would go ahead and type it in there, and I'll see it when you type it in there, type in the information so that people know how to connect with him directly. Please.
Yes, it is B, the letter B as in Bradley, Thomas, THOMAS, at inspireeverydayfitness.com. That's the email address. Or you can find me on Facebook. You can find my personal page, which is Bradley Thomas, or you can find my business page, which is Inspire Everyday Fitness. You can reach out to me through that social media outlet, or you can reach out to me through Instagram, which is Inspire_Everyday_Fitness. And you can reach out to me at any one of those outlets. So I have the overnight oats with me for sale every week. I have my own Wednesday night health show. It's in Norcross. It's live in Norcross. Stay tuned for updates as far as building openings and such. I'm not sure what how things will go over the next few weeks with the coronavirus, but yes, so I have those products for sale every week, every Wednesday, at the Inspire Everyday Fitness Health Show.
And Kevin, let me say this, if I may. People heard the word peanut butter in the oatmeal, and I got to tell you, I happen to love oatmeal. And this weekend, Saturday, I had an oatmeal prepared for me. The oatmeal had turmeric in it, which I never would have thought to put turmeric in it. And I love turmeric. I eat turmeric every day. They offered me some peanut butter. I was like, no, I don't want no peanut butter. But they put peanut butter in theirs, and it was like, try it. It was excellent.
Yeah.
We had, I believe it was walnuts in it, and just a myriad of things. And I actually took a picture, so I will post it on my page and on your page so that you can see it. Because again, we're being creative with the food, and we're getting all of the essential vitamins and minerals that we need. And of course, we're getting the protein and fiber to keep us chugging right along, if you know what I mean.
Yep. So I greatly appreciate that. I think even those who are in other states and cities, just the idea of creating overnight oats, or just eating oatmeal and putting all those ingredients in the oatmeal, it will give them the protein they feel they gonna be missing when you're eating plant-based, but it's going to fill you up and it's gonna have you satiated until probably lunchtime. So then you won't worry about being hungry. So then you can go from that to a nice big salad for lunch, and then maybe something smaller for dinner because you're gonna go to bed soon. So it's a great way to create a healthy program and still be like the foods you eat, but also you never being hungry. Right. And that's one of the things that people always try to say, that if they eat vegan or plant-based, they're always hungry. But there's things you can eat that will keep you full for a long period of time.
So we have a question.
Go for it.
Okay. The question is, Bradley, are you currently taking clients that you kind of coach via internet or by phone, where you can recommend plans to them on a one-on-one basis?
Right. Right now, I don't currently have that as far as a one-on-one client. But if someone's interested in that, I would say definitely reach out to me. And there's some plans and programs that we can put in place for them.
Okay, fantastic. And we have Mr. Matthew Hammond all the way from Seattle, Washington. Good to have you with us, Matthew Hammond. Good to see you.
Thank you, Mr. Matthew. Um, what is going on with you, ma'am? Let's throw it over to you right quick. What's going on within your world?
So, in my world, of course, I am making sure that I am taking all my vitamins and minerals and making sure I eat healthy. I typically eat healthy anyway. Kevin and I go back a couple of years. We talked about some of the things I was doing when I was working 80 to 100 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
And I would make um, different mixtures where I would use like granola, if you will, or I would put the oatmeal, just straight oatmeal, raw, uncooked oatmeal into my smoothie.
Mm-hmm.
And I would use things like turmeric and apple cider vinegar. I would pour all those things in there and moringa
Mm-hmm.
and things of that nature. And now that I'm not working those type of hours, I'm not doing that as much. But I will say this to you: it's essential to make sure you eat right because, as you know, I was under the weather for a while, but I remained focused and got back to doing the things that I used to do. And it's unequivocal what Kevin said. If you are not eating something, say you stop eating chicken because it doesn't work for you, and then you try to go back and eat it, it's not going to work well for your body. And it's the same thing when you groom your body and you tell your body, look, I want to be around for a while, but I want to be healthy because I want a better quality of life. And when you change that regimen, your body changes. Your body breaks down and starts sending you signals. No, you need to go back to doing your thing. But one thing I found out most recently is that vitamin D3 coupled with K2 gives you an extra power punch to your immune system. Now, I already was taking D3, but because of some more research that I did, I found out that D3 coupled with K2 is phenomenal for the body. So I want to share that with you so you can share it with your friends and your family and maybe add that to your regimen if that would help you. And
Now,
those of you that's having some issues, don't be afraid to reach out and touch bases with Bradley. He can tell you about all these great foods, and of course, touch base with Kevin because that's what I got going on in my world. Because I'm doing a challenge now that Kevin has put out. I think put it out today, and it's a squat challenge.
yes,
I started
ma'am.
the squats today, and I started to do some squats right here on the show. And
So
and one of
now,
my
now,
trainers was telling me some stuff like when you squat down, I used to play ball and all kind of sports. You squat down, you come up, you squeeze your glutes. So, make sure you do it right.
now, I also understand. Aren't you speaking? Or
Yes, yes. So I'm one of the speakers, excuse me, on the international, or it's not international yet, but on the United States tour the um for the progression conference. But in the wake of what's transitioning, I think it's going to be kind of pushed back a little bit. So as we develop new information, I'll let people know about the progression uh, conference that I'm speaking on with Andy Audate. So I'll keep you posted on that. And yes, I'm going to be on a couple other shows that are coming up, and I'll keep you posted on that. But something I need to let you guys know that Kevin don't even know on my Facebook Live podcast, I'm going to have Kevin Thornton, the wellness architect, on my Facebook Live podcast because he is a wealth of wonderful knowledge. And I just want to bring him to that particular audience as well because we are here to help you help yourself live a much richer and much fuller life. And as he always says, he's a life coach as well. So if you need some life coaching, if you need some food coaching, if you're trying to figure out how to eat right for your blood type, Kevin's going to be on my Facebook Live and he's going to give you that information. We haven't figured out a date yet,
You
but
gon'
it's coming.
It's
So make
coming.
sure you send me some hard questions for him.
Well, I appreciate that. It is coming. We're gonna make that happen sooner than later. Um, I do want to give a special shout out and thank you to. He was one of the coaches. Those who know my story know that before I became a health coach and a life coach, I got coached, and I got coached by Iyanla Van Zant and her team. And one of the people on her team, which is Coach Robert Pruitt, who I had on the show, he was so gracious enough to refer me to a client. So Lois and I are both international life coaches, which means
Yes.
international means we coach people not just in the United States but also internationally. So
Yes.
he referred me to a client out of Switzerland, and so and she's doing very well so far. So she has been referring me to other people. So you know, I want to say thank you to him for the referral, and then help me become more international. Even though I have some clients out internationally, but that's been my goal for 2020 to have more international clients. So I want to say thank you to that. So with that being said, sir, you said that you do a health event every Wednesday.
Yes.
Where is it located at?
It's
For
at the
those in Atlanta.
Yeah, it's in Atlanta. It's at the Norcross Community Center. Norcross Community Center in Norcross, Georgia. And
And what kind of event is it?
okay, yeah. It's a health and fitness event. So it's a 3-part show. There is a accountability check-in. That's where we talk about our goals and we bring our goals. Also, and we get encouragement around that. The next part is just a health lesson. So it's whatever the topic is for the week. In January, we were talking about sugar. In February, we were talking a lot about plant-based diet. And we have different things there as well. Sometimes we have special guests. And so that's great. And then we end with a workout. So
Okay.
we work it out the last 30 minutes of the show, and it's the idea behind that is putting what we learn in action.
Okay.
So that's what the show's about.
Cool. So for those that's in that area, it's free, or how much does it cost?
It's free.
Okay.
It's free to come in. Yeah.
So it's free, people. It's free. So if you're in the metropolitan Atlanta area, come check them out. You can't say it's too expensive because it's free. Come support this young man as he's building his clientele, trying to inspire, educate, and empower us to be the healthiest versions of ourselves, mind, body, and spirit. We have to do the best we can to support our community as we try to be great, you know.
Yes.
And so he's doing his part, and we as a community need to support him, surround him with the love and support that we need so he could be great and help do his part of what he was called to do. It'll be a service. And, I want to go on a little tangent because I think, and I think you will understand this, Lotus. I think we got, as we're in the end of the first quarter of 2020, we got to ask ourselves where we at in our lives of our vision for 2020. Health wise, are we where we want to be? Are we losing the weight that we're trying to lose? Are we trying to gain the weight we're trying to gain? Are we trying to eat healthier like we're supposed to? If in our careers, are we doing what we want to do? Are we going for our business vessels like we're trying to do? How hard are we going? And part of that is while we're waiting for everything to fall in line with our particular things in our lives, we still have to be a service of everybody else. So then, therefore, your goal every day should be not only to put forth action into your goals and ambitions, but also ask God, how can I be a service to someone today? Because as you continue to serve and be a blessing to someone else, then they're going to bless you
Yeah.
tenfold. And so that's what I wanted to put on everybody's spirit today, because, and she and I talk about this all the time because I get it all the time because we went to the same school, we do the same thing. Even though I'm a life coach as well, why would I put this brother on my show and he could take away potential clients from me, all this kind of stuff? I don't live in a state of lack; it's a state
Yes.
of abundance, and so then
Yes.
therefore, I understand my purpose too is to showcase people that's like me, doing the same thing as me, so they could be a blessing to someone else. And everybody, I might not be a fit for everybody.
Right.
And so then therefore, I gotta give you an option,
Yeah, yeah.
you know. So then therefore, hey, he might be a little bit more nurturing of a person, a coach that you may need, where I might be more like Dr. Phil,
Yes.
and so and that's what we gotta do. So I just think, you know, and so me having you on the show or me saying, Lois, I want you on my show and be my co-host, it's about being a service to somebody else, and
Exactly.
then knowing the gifts and talents that you all bring, that you all could be a service to someone else as well. So that's
Yeah.
what's your thoughts, ma'am?
And I want to say a special thank you to Terrence Lethbridge, Mr. Unstoppable himself. I was on his show most recently. We had a delightful time. And after the show, I got to tell you, and I haven't shared this with many people, but I did share this with Terrence. After the show, I had somebody contact me in my inbox directly. Three people contact me. We had a gentleman who joined the show. He listened in, and he is afflicted with um, I want to say it's polio or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he had to have somebody to type the message. And he said, "Can I talk to you live time? Can we, voice connect?" And I said, "Sure." And two other people left me a voice message. And one person said, "I had lost my faith. I had lost my faith, but after I heard your show, it really made me reconsider where I was going." And then that was the gentleman. Then the lady, she basically said, "Your message was so powerful and it helped me to inspire me. And you're on your right track. Keep going, keep doing it because people need to hear your message." And I sat in my office and I cried, with tears of joy because somebody heard the message, but had it not been for Terrence Lethbridge and his audience and me, funneling people, telling them, "Hey, this is what I'm doing. Hey, can you join?" or what have you, that message might have been missed. And like Jeff Martinet Jr., myself, I'll be on his show on the 14th, and I think Kevin is going to be on his show shortly after me. But I'm saying all that to say this: we have to help one another to get the messages out because it is imperative that we make sure we're serving the best way that we can serve. And I love that Kevin always says, you know, he wants to help you be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. And that's why we bring on such wonderful people like Bradley that know what they're talking about and that not just know it, but they're living it. So I'm really happy and I'm so grateful for those of you that come on our show week in and week out and support us. I am so thankful to you, and I'm thankful to all the other show hosts like Wanda D. Hollis and Janelle Harris. They always have our back. They're always there. And Senator Hopeful, Sarita Anita Smith, no matter where she's at, and she's a busy lady. And if you don't know who she is, you need to check her out. She's a fireball, and she's there for the people. She's always supporting us during her busy schedule, and along with so many others of you, like Harriet Lewis, all the way from where was it, Bahrain, or where she was a while back. Kevin, she chimed in with us. So I just want to thank everybody, even Charles Marcus, all the way in Bali, and just people from all over the world and right here in the United States. I'm just so thankful and I'm so humble that we can make a difference. And it really takes you to help us help other people help themselves. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Um, what I had something I wanted to say to you. Oh, I do want to thank Miss Lynn, who we had on the show last week. It was an honor and a pleasure working with her, and we actually going to do a Zoom conversation on Wednesday because even though I know Atlanta is going to be my base
Yes.
of where I'm going to live and do a lot of my work,
Mhm.
um, I have a California pulls on my heartstrings because of the lifestyle that they live. You know, they embrace healthy living, their
Mhm.
health, personal development. So even though I know I'm gonna live here, but I
Yes.
want to reach that community of people to connect and coach and all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna have a conversation about, helping me get out in that
Yeah.
area so I can attract those type of people. So, it's all about giving out the good energy, bringing it all back. And so, I'm a very observant person. So I don't really say a whole lot to a lot of people, but I will see this brother at the gym all the time, and he's always, I'm quiet in the morning because it's too early. But when he comes in, he's smiling, he waving to everybody, and then he go does his thing, and he go back and he's smiling, he waving goodbye to everybody. That energy. So when his name popped up on my feed, the people I possibly knew, I said I knew this guy. So I pointed on his page, and that's when I saw, oh, he a health coach. So I said, let me go talk to him. And so I understand, trying to build a platform. You need to get the exposure however you can. So it was just my honor just to basically say, hey, brother, you're doing a good job. I want you the opportunity to speak to my platform people, so make you know who you are, and then you can grow your platform how you want to do it. So, yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, I'm real appreciative, Kevin. Very
Yeah.
appreciative for that.
I want
You're
you.
amazing. You're amazing. Just
Uh,
want you to know that.
thank you. I appreciate
Hmm.
that. What I want you to do, and it don't have to be health related,
Hmm.
because we also are very, as Lois like to say, we are a spiritual being living at how you say
Have a
it,
human experience.
having a human experience. So and I know based on your profile, you're a very spiritual person as well. So you don't have to say anything health related, but I
Hmm.
want you to give you an opportunity to do like your closing thoughts. It could be about anything you want to talk about. So whatever's on your spirit at this present moment, it's your chance to say
Mm, mm.
it.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. Well, something that's been on my heart and mind lately, before the events of the last few week of the last week, was has actually been, how am I handling fear? Like there are things in my life that I've been kind of afraid of, or different things may happen. I have I'm a pretty ambitious person, and I have a lot of big goals and big dreams, and I see myself looking up at this mountain, and I'm sure that may resonate with a lot of people, because a lot of us end up looking up at this, what we see as a huge mountain, and we're like, how do I get up there? And you take your first steps and you slip, and different things happen. And so I've been wrestling with different fears. So it hasn't been the same thing every time. It's just been different things have come up, and and they try to make me short-sighted, and they try to make me think that, no, this mountain's too big. And a big thing that's helped with me is my spiritual life. Me making sure that I'm praying, and me making sure, and part of this is being honest with yourself. So the first, you have to be honest with yourself. You can't ignore problems when these things come up, and you can't say I'm not afraid when you are afraid. You actually have to address the fear, address the concern, speak it, and then, as far as with my walk, I've been speaking these things, and kind of and giving these over to God with thanksgiving. And it's something about saying that, this is what I'm this is my challenge, and this is what I'm afraid of, and to give that thing over and say with Thanksgiving that, you know, you've got this, and that I'm gonna just walk and trust in that. It's something about it. It gives you this peace, and I've been experiencing this peace. And what's real cool is it happened before this this virus outbreak, and the same things I was incorporating in those other areas of my life, I just did the same thing with the virus. So, okay, if I'm honest with myself, there's a little fear about this thing. And then I said, okay, I'm going to do the same thing with it. And then when I do that, when I give this thing over to God and with Thanksgiving, I can walk away. And so wherever you're at with your spiritual life, you know, the principle is still very similar. It's addressing the fear or addressing the issue, and then giving that thing over. And once you do that, once I've done that, I've been getting this peace. And that allows me to be in the gym just smiling like everything's good, because everything is good. And I understand that my presence and me being present and me just walking in who I'm called to be, that adds value to people. That gives people hope. That gives people encouragement. That smile, that genuine smile that I can give because everything is right, not because everything's going perfect or smooth, but it's because I found a way to have peace. And me being able to just to walk in that helps so many people. And I realize that when I don't walk in that, and when I walk in this fear, when I walk in this anxiety, not only am I walking around hurting, but I'm not able to give life to other people like I would normally be able to. And so my encouragement for the listeners is to, you know, if there's something that's bothering you, address it. And if you have the spiritual life, just give that thing over to God with Thanksgiving, and then watch the peace move in. You'll notice it. You'll notice it right away, and then the people around you will notice it, because for some reason you have this bright smile, or for some reason you're just walking in your giftedness, and when you're blessing people, people will be blessed by that, and then you get it back. You get it back, and you don't have to try it. You don't have to be trying to get something back. You just give it, and then somehow it'll come back to you. Kevin approached me. Kevin saw something on social media, and we known each other in the gym or seen each other in the gym, but just because of my personality, he said, you know what, I got to talk to this brother. I just saw him, and then I'm end up being on this show. And I'm saying that it works like that with everyone. If you can address whatever those concerns are that you have, give that over to God with Thanksgiving, and walk in that peace. Walk in that peace, and the people around you will be blessed, and you will be blessed in return as well.
Wow. All right. You might be a pastor.
Awesome.
Yeah, and Miss Phyllis Weaver beautifully said, she really like what you just said. Lotus, everybody who does want to follow him, all his information are in the comments. So please just go to the comments and reach out to this young man and help support him. Share his information to people you think who might need his help as a coach, and all that good stuff. Lotus, what's your parting thoughts?
I'm to leave this with all of you, because Kevin asked me earlier, so what's going on in my world? I wanted to wait to the last portion to share this particular thing with you, because I just wanted to give way to our esteemed, phenomenal guest. But I will share this with you. Kevin talked about Lynn Herod DeVurgis. She's a phenomenal young lady, and she has some power-packed information to share. I was actually on a call with her earlier, Kevin, today, about the Izumi water. Pardon me, I probably mispronounced that. But Kevin, she's going to be on my Facebook Live podcast on Wednesday, along with the motivational speaker all the way from Nigeria, Isaac Ikong, And then I want to read this to you as my parting thought. And this comes from Mr. Rodrigo Diaz Mercado. He is the author of the book Sleight of Mind. He will be on my show, Facebook Live, tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is an excerpt from his book. You were placed in this world to experience love, happiness, peace, and joy. Discover innate ability to use your thoughts and feelings to create and experience miracles in your life. And that pretty much trails what Bradley says. If you do that, you're going to have the peace of mind and the peace of spirit that you want. And I tell you, once you get that peace, you just never want to let it loose. But then once you get that peace, I'm going to tell you to latch on to Bradley so he can help you eat right and enjoy that peace.
Absolutely. So, how can people find you, Miss Lotus?
They can find me right here on the Wellness Architect Show with the magnificent Kevin Thornton, my brother, every Monday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can also find me on Tuesdays and Wednesdays on Facebook Live on the Lotus Crochet Ignite Show. And you can also find me on Friday on News You Can Use with Facebook Live. Also check me out on YouTube. And you can go to my webpage, www.lotuscrochetignites.com. You can meet me there. But most importantly, and above all, you can meet me in the recesses of your mind. When you think about all the great things that we talk to you about on this show, as well as my Facebook Live show, know that we love you and we care and we appreciate all of your support.
Thank you, ma'am. Bradley, I want to thank you. I truly appreciate you with all the information you gave today. Your wonderful closing thought touched a lot of people. So that just shows the depth of who you are as a man and as a coach. So I do truly appreciate you that this us connecting and you at this point right now is not a coincidence. It was just this was your time to make this statement and and say the things that you need to say at this moment because what all is going on. So I do appreciate you for saying all that good stuff and too much success for you because we know you're gonna have it.
Yeah, Kevin. Thank you.
You're welcome. For me, I want to piggyback off to what you were saying. Happiness, joy, is all part that all the things you want to have. They keep your vibrations up high. Fear, anxiety, all that lowers your vibrations, and you don't want to lower your vibrations because the lower your vibrations, the more negativity that comes to you. If you want to have a higher vibrations, always be in joy, peace, and happiness, and the blessings will come to you, and because that's what's going to attract to you. So even though when things is not always going the best way that you wanted to do, you still gotta be in a state of gratitude. You still gotta be in a state of peace, knowing that whatever you're going through, that's a rough time. It was a lesson for you to learn. So instead of you saying, "Woe is me," ask God, "What am I supposed to learn from this?" So then I could be a better version of myself. And so when this happens again, I'll be ready for it. So with that being said, I just want to say thank you for all the continued support of the Wellness Architect Show with Lotus Richey. Thank you for supporting us as the show. Thank you for supporting us as individuals. Thank you for helping us be the vessel to showcase our community in a different light, showcase Black men in a different light. It's more of us like Bradley than myself than what you see on TV. But the fact is that a lot of us don't get the airtime that you see on TV. So it's my purpose and my part of my journey to be able to showcase Black men like Bradley, like myself, like a Larry Pace, who are doing amazing things in the community, that's touching people who are in their lane, doing what they're called to do, but don't get the recognition that they're supposed to. So this is my chance to say kudos to you. Keep doing what you're doing. We see you. and keep up the good work, because I just think as black men, all we need is that support and that recognition, and we would go to higher lengths because we know somebody is supporting us. So if nobody don't tell you that, I tell you that I support you. I support you, Larry Pace. I support you, Damon Weinhardt. And the ladies as well. I support you too. So, but I want everybody to know that you are supported, you are loved. We embrace you. We know this of you. Take actions to show this to you. So, with that being said, tune in next week. We'll have another amazing show. And next month, we're going to have our men's roundtable discussion. So, get
Yes.
ready for that. And we still wait for the ladies. We still
Oh, it's
wait for the
coming. It's
ladies.
coming. It's coming. It's coming. You guys are gonna love the ladies that's on this platform. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be powerful. It's gonna be insightful. And Kevin's gonna be the only male
That's
on the
gonna be.
platform. But Bradley may want to come and give him some greens or some something to get him fortified for the show. I don't know.
He might want to come bring him some overnight oats or something like that. But yeah, but I just want to thank everybody for all the support, supporting the book, supporting the show, supporting is everything that we all are doing. With that being said, be great, be authentic, and we are out. Peace.
Good night.
See you later. Good job.